Hello everyone, welcome back to G&J Exploring. You join us today on the Portuguese island of Madeira in the Atlantic. We are going to be on the island for 10 days, spending time in the capital city of Funchal and driving around the island to have a look at its various sites. In this video we spend a couple of days in Funchal. We start off at the next hotel where we spend a very nice afternoon in the pool and grab a couple of drinks. The following day we walk into Funchal and go to the cable car station and take the 2-kilometre cable car ride up to the Monte Palace Gardens at the top of the hill. We then walk around the lovely gardens, having a look at their various sites. We then head to the Monte Toboggan ride and sled back down the hill, taking about 10 minutes and covering about 2 kilometres down a very slippery road. We then head back down the hill to Funchal and go to the Sunrise Sushi restaurant for some lunch, before heading to the front to have a look at the view and heading back into the old town to look at Funchal Cathedral. We then head back to the hotel for the afternoon, before going up to the Galáxia Skybar for its wonderful views out across the city. And then the following day, after a very lazy time spent around the pool, we go back into town to the Ritz Madeira restaurant to have a look at its evening cabaret show. We hope you enjoy this video, and on with the show. Next, Savoy Hotel here in the capital city of Funchal, and the hotel is here behind me. Now, this is a bit of a momentous day for Juliet and I, because this is the longest we're ever going to have stayed in a proper hotel and not do a sort of a road trip type holiday. So we do have a car hired for a couple of days, but generally we're going to be enjoying the sun and the sea. And as a result, there might be a few less videos than normal, which is probably going to be good for anyone who has to watch this in the future. But for now, we're going to be heading down to the pools in front of us and going to get a drink by the seaside. So we are now down at the front. So this hotel's a little bit it's a little bit away from the front, but it has this beach area you can get to. And we have a pool here, we've got a nice restaurant, and you have sea access. But for now we're sitting down with our beer, which is called Coral here, tastes very nice, and having a nice time sitting in the sun, watching people wander around. We have now gone from the bottom of the hotel to the top, and we're in a very nice rooftop bar, and we have this great view out across the sea. Apparently it gets quite lively up here late at night. Apparently there is a DJ, so we might be coming up here a little bit, but for now we're going to sit here with some drinks and enjoy the view. So it's a little bit later on, and once again we are up on the rooftop having a look at the sun setting over the hill in front of us. I'm just spinning around. It's basically empty right now, nobody else is up here. Not quite sure why that is, maybe everyone else has gone for dinner. But we're having a nice time with a drink and the wonderful view out across the sea. As you can see, it's very impressive. We now have a DJ, but looking down you can see all the different pools and hotels in front of us. So something that lots of the hotels here have is they've got their main hotel a little bit further back, but you've got these bridges down towards the front where they all have their pools, and you can go into the sea quite easily as well. And we're really enjoying the hotel so far. I'm looking forward to spending the next 10 days here.
It's our first proper day in Madeira, and we have got a taxi to the other side of Funchal, and we are now, albeit a bit infiltrated in a Russian tour group, queuing for the cable car. So we're going to go up this cable car up the hill. It's about a 10-minute journey. We pre-booked the tickets online to skip one queue. Hopefully we'll get a video in the cable car and we'll get back to you.
So we're now inside the cable car building. A little bit of chaos because Juliet and I we're stuck between two different tour groups, so we didn't quite know what was going on, but we're here now and the queue moves very acceptably. So if you see a queue, it's nothing to worry about. And we are now going to be taking a cable car up some gardens higher up in the hills behind Funchal.
Just light ones. Usually replica of some other earthquake somewhere else, like for instance La Palma, the Canary Island, which erupted years ago. We had two major, well, they were not major, but we're not used to have them at that 5.2 and 5.3. You can feel it. Doesn't cause a lot of damage, but you can feel it.
We have now reached the top of the cable car and we had had a very nice ride up. We happened to have one of the tour guides from one of the tour groups in with us in the car, so we learned quite a lot of interesting things about the area as we came up. And now we're up here, we're going to be heading to the gardens up here, having a look around, seeing what else there is to do, maybe having a spot of lunch, and then we'll be getting these toboggans back down to the bottom of the hill. So we're just around the corner from the cable car and we're at the Monte Palace Tropical Garden. So there are two gardens up here. There is the Botanical Garden and the Tropical Garden. And the Tropical Garden is a bit more expensive, about 15 euros, but it is better reviewed. So it must be pretty good if it's more expensive but also considered better. Just down the way you get to the toboggan rides, and it is currently absolute chaos down there, so we're not going to go down there for now. Hopefully it will calm down as the day goes on, because all the people who are here on cruises will hopefully do it earlier rather than later. But for now, we're going to be going into the gardens and seeing what we find. So we are now in the garden, and it's a little bit unexpected. I should have probably known, but it is like a tropical valley. Feels a little bit like you're in Jurassic Park. And I would say, despite only being here a couple of minutes, I'd say it's well worth the money paid. I can definitely see why people like it, because it is really, really good. There's lots of interesting bits of architecture, as you can see, and there's lots of nice waterfalls and interesting things to see. So we are further into the garden, not very far to be honest. I'm having a great time looking around, and we're in an area which is themed a little bit Asian, and we're just having a look at all the really nice ponds dotted around, a nice view down the valley, and generally speaking, having fun, standing in front of statues and pulling faces. So we're a bit further down the valley and we have slightly unexpectedly found a lot of flamingos wandering around, looking very pink, very impressive. So they are a little bit unexpected, but good to see. And spinning round, the view is opening up a bit. Funchal is sort of there behind the trees, a lot further down the hill. And we're now going to have a wander around this little bit of a lake in front of us. We are ever so slightly further down the hill and we're getting towards the watery area. Got a nice waterfall there with some swans down below, and heading through this little bit of building, we're on to this viewing platform. Got Juliet there off to the side, and we've got this wonderful view of the lake in the foreground and the house where the owner of the garden lives in the background, all looking very impressive. And here we are on the slightly dangerous, well, dangerously wet path at least, round where we were standing before. Still got the really nice view out across the lake. And as I head down here, oh, it's a bit slippy. I'm not sure I'm brave enough for this. Oh. And there we go, got nice and wet. Got some water on the camera. We head under here where I get even wetter. Past the swans. We get out the other side where we can finally see Juliet. We've now reached the main house. She's here behind me. It has had numerous owners over the years. Originally, apparently, this area was owned by the British consul back in the 1800s, and then became a hotel, and then finally became what it is today. in the 1980s, I think the leaflet said. But we've got this lovely view down towards Funchal. So we're now in the bird of paradise zone, which is also full of lizards. Very nice lizards, just disappeared. And we've got the nice bird of paradise flowers all around. We've got some fairly large spiders' webs with, I'm sure, fairly large spiders in them. And we're heading along here to get a view of the toboggan riding area, which should be just down here a little bit. So we are at the Toboggan Cafe here in the gardens, and you can see the people heading down in the toboggans, which hopefully we'll be able to do without too much of a queue reasonably soon. So we've left the garden, we're now at the toboggan ride area, and it looks like going into the gardens has saved us from any queuing. It's completely empty at the moment, nothing to queue about at all. So we've bought our tickets for €35 and we're now going to go hunt down a man and go take a 2-kilometre slide down the hill. And here we are.
Mas o meu filho eu imagino que é do coração. Está bem. Ele também é a família dele. Ele é sim, ele é e é rei, é uma grande coisa. O traffic jam bem. Outras. Faz-me lembrar o museu que fez a conversa que eu fiz com ele. A tentar dizer. A tentar. O minuto dela. Ela agora é a supervisor da gente. Mas essa coisa tendo a correr, nós somos um fogo, mas acho que é mesmo velho. Mas quer dizer, não sei, tenha cuidado. Ele. Que diabo está? Não sei se continha roupa, se continha roupa. Wow, 53!
I've ruined this ride.
Almost grip left, mirror finish.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
all good. Nee, we kunnen het meer dan straks. Vai, vieram, mano. Também és na época da...
Rodas muitas vezes vejo-la com uma boa. Eu também vejo-la poucas vezes, mas eu vejo-la com muita freta. Normalmente-se minimamente mal. Ainda normalmente por areia. Também faz diferença.
Isso é verdade. Legal, tem. Não tem vídeo. Ela vai os mistérios. É incrível. Só que não tinha mais, pá. Parece mais os mistérios. E ela tem... Pode se tentar, ela já foi experimentar. Não dela. Não dela, vizinha. Vizinha, incrível.
Às vezes não deciframos nada, mesmo.
Não, a minha tia também, é sério. Mas do que a minha tia. A minha tia sempre
trabalhou
quando eu digo trabalhou do tempo, nunca trabalhou um trabalho de responsabilidade para se apresentar nesse aqui. Agora faz ainda. Vai aqui, vai para a obra.
Are you enjoying?
Yes, good. So we've just finished our toboggan ride, and hopefully you saw the video, and it was very good. We really enjoyed it, well worth doing. And we bought a photograph at the bottom, so they take your photographs, you come down, and then at the bottom it's ready for you to collect. Costs €10, but all in all probably worth doing. Just to the side you can see the cable car we came up, bit in the distance, but there you go. And we're now going to be finding a road to head down back into the centre of Funchal, and then we'll go look around the old town at the bottom of the hill. We have now reached Funchal after a 2-kilometre walk down the hill, and we found somewhere which serves natas, which is the Portuguese word for custard tart. And Juliet tells us that custard tarts were invented in Portugal. So Juliet's going to have a custard tart, I've got a cafe, and then we're going to go hunt down some lunch, probably down this road here. So we found some food. Unfortunately, the place Juliet wanted to go to shut today. So we are in a sushi restaurant here on the front. Juliet's got a poke bowl. I got 20 pieces of sushi for 14 euros, which is, or something along those lines, absolutely insane value. And we are at the Sunrise Sushi restaurant, and I would heartily recommend coming here. Just a bit along from our sushi restaurant, we're on Rue de Santa Maria, just along from the coast, and this is one of the main food restaurant streets in the area, and a very nice street to walk down. We're on the lookout for some ice creams and maybe some tacky souvenirs, and we'll see what we find. We are now here at the front, and a very nice view we have. It's got an old fort there in the distance, and spinning round we have this pebbled beach. Now, Madeira generally, and especially Funchal, doesn't really have a beach as such. You just get lots of pebbly beaches, but they have imported some sand in some locations. And over in the distance we now have another cruise ship. So Juliet and I thought the white one on the right was big enough, but this monstrous one on the left has now turned up. So I imagine that the toboggan ride has suddenly got a little bit more busy. So it's certainly fairly empty earlier. But we're now just heading down here a little bit more, and then back to the hotel and spend some time in the pool later on today. So we're in a slightly more touristy bit of Funchal, just along the front towards our hotel, and we found the Cathedral de Funchal. It's a very nice cathedral, free to enter, good views inside, but we've not done any videos inside because I don't tend to like videoing religious places when people are praying. But we're just heading down here to have a look at the Ritz Hotel, which we're coming to on Saturday for some dinner, and then we'll be heading further along and hopefully get into our hotel not too long in the future. So we've left the pool area and we are now here out right by the sea, and when we're a bit braver we'll be going in the sea. But spinning round you can see our hotel here in front of us, and you've got the other hotels around. And I'm not quite brave enough to do it, but if you wanted to go sneak into a hotel it would be pretty easy, because you just go and walk up there, a bit of ramp from the sea. But for now we're going to be brave and we're going to head into the sea in a moment. So after not going in the sea right now because it is absolutely freezing and we weren't feeling brave enough, we're in the pool having a bit of a wander around. Juliet and I have come out for the evening, and we've come to the Savoy Palace Hotel, which is behind our hotel down there, but still affiliated with the same company. And we're at the Galáxia Skybar up on the top of the building. And staying in one of their other hotels, we didn't have to do anything special to come up here. We just came up, got these really good seats right by the window on the front, and we're now having some slightly expensive but not too badly priced cocktails, having a look at the excellent view.
The sun has set and we have had 2 drinks each, so we're going to go and hunt down some food. But it's a really nice view here now. This is the bar. George has wimped out doing the video, as he always does. Leaves it to me when he gets embarrassed. They've got a little rooftop pool, not that little actually. So that's the view out over Funchal. The big cruise ships have gone. I don't know what that red thing is. So that is the hillside. You've got the clouds are rolling in. And that is a nice end to a nice day.
And in a slight juxtaposition to the evening, we are in a bar to get some dinner with some Guinness and the football. It's a new day and it is quite late on in the day. Julius and I spent most of the day around the pool. So it's about 7 o'clock in the evening and we are out and about in the town, and we're going to the Ritz, where tonight there is some cabaret with a lady called Sean who does some singing, and we get some dinner, we get some drinks, and we get to watch the singing take place.
We have just had our starter. This is the menu. We've both got a fillet steak for later. It's full-ish, obviously no one wants to sit next to us, it's standard. But yeah, nice food, buckets of wine, and we'll get back to you when Sean's singing later.
So we've just left the Ritz, left our dinner and the show. There is still dancing going on, but it's a little bit lively for Julia tonight. We've got an early day tomorrow, so we've decided to leave when it's not too late. But if you're in Madeira and you've got nothing to do on a Saturday evening, it's worth coming here. And for a dinner and a show, it's €60, and the dinner was pretty good, and there is unlimited booze. So I would recommend coming here. Anyway, that's going to be it for us today, and we'll see you tomorrow on the mountains.